Hi everyone and welcome to Behind the Mask bonus edition, and I'm absolutely delighted to be joined with Alistair Hargreaves, Springbok, numerous caps with Saracens, and currently co-founder of the amazing Wolfpack Lager. So Al, how are you doing?
Very good, thanks, Nick. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been a difficult year, but looking forward to a bit of a break over Christmas and charging into 2021.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will share your sentiment on that one, us including as a supplier. I mean, I think there's been, this is a really tough month, December, because of obviously Christmas trading, and the pubs are hitting a real pain point at the moment. Delighted to see the BII, including UKH and British BBPA, coming together and doing a campaign in regards to Pubs Matter, because they really do, the vibe, the heart of the community. Brings me on to my first question, really. I mean, you guys have come into the market and done a cracking job with your pubs, which I've experienced. But you've made the tough decision to shut your businesses over this time. What's the thought process there?
Yeah, you know what? It actually wasn't that tough when we looked at the numbers and looked at certainly the new TED system and how much we stand to lose if things didn't go well if we reopened. So the cost to get everyone back to work was huge. Also, like, over this kind of period, staff wanted to know what they should do in terms of plans, going home to see family over the Christmas period, all those bits and pieces, and being almost exclusively wet-led pubs. We just didn't think it made much sense. We had good visibility, and we have good visibility on our burn rates. The furlough scheme obviously helped us massively. So, and I feel pretty chuffed with that decision, given what we think might be announced this afternoon, with London potentially moving up into a higher tier. So it wasn't great insight. It was common sense in going, I'd rather know what we're going to lose than go play in the dark and potentially give ourselves a real sting.
Yeah, I think I suppose if it's a no-brainer, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? So ride it out and look forward to rosy times ahead, no doubt. We know there's a few road bumps in the way before that happens, but at least we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It doesn't help trading conditions, and those restrictions, but you got to do what you got to do. Talking of rosy times ahead, now that people can go in and see the live games, we've seen crowds at Twickenham and various different stadiums. You guys trade at the Allianz Park, obviously home of your old club Saracens, selling the range of Wolfpack Lagers and creating that atmosphere as well. When do you think you'll be opening the bus?
You know what? I've actually got no idea. It's a similar question, really. It's about volume, right? So as soon as we can get the numbers up, the right amount of people in the stadium to make it worthwhile, we'll do it. But I mean, the bus is where we started our business. Kind of that was our first kind of bash at seeing if people actually could stomach our beer in the first instance. I mean, we do 5,000 to 6,000 pints of beer a game, so it's a really useful little tool. But it's an events business, so without events, without people, it just doesn't work. So again, we're sitting on it. It's got a big top over it and just waiting for the day it can see some lights again.
It's such a cool thing, having seen it from experience. So it'll be great to be able to do all those kind of things again. And certainly the interesting, very interesting game that England squeezed a win at was even to sort of feel that watching on the telly, the atmosphere was, it just created something a bit different. And I suppose we'll all appreciate things a lot more, the other side of it, having gone through a bit of a tough one this year, all in our different ways. Talking of tough ones, I mean, I know you guys retail through a variety of different operators, and you've got those relationships. So I'd imagine how you've been having conversations with different pub operators. How is everyone out there? What's been the general thought process and feel?
Yeah, I guess the guys who've done the best are the guys who've been agile, open to changing their ways, trying to find opportunities to stay open, to kind of do the volumes or do the most volume they can do, and still create something of an experience. I think it's it's an old phrase and it's an old anecdote, but you're not just selling beer, you're creating experiences, right? And if you can't do that, why would people come in the first place? So it's not different. It's not dissimilar to sport. It's like you can watch a game of rugby on TV, and I watch England versus France on TV, but it wasn't the same, I'm sure, as being at the stadium next to a few mates, drinking a few pints, and really getting amongst people to enjoy those experiences. So yeah, it's been tough for everyone, and it's changed from supplier to supplier in terms of how they've dealt with it. And for us, we've just had to try and be as adaptable to their needs as possible, really. So whether it's uplifting kegs, replacing kegs, I guess giving people longer payment terms, we've just got to understand that there are a lot of people that are taking a lot of strain, do our best to be good guys about it, because we hope that goodwill will come back to us when things return to normal.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's hard to know. It's hard to know what to say about that. You know, it's a couple of words on the that we don't want to kind of continue to repeat. I suppose it's the you're on mute, pivoting into different areas and looking into different sort of avenues and thinking differently. Which brings me on to my next question, which I'll ask in a second. But if you were to describe Wolfpack in terms of the experience, as you've talked about, what do people expect when they come into one of your pubs? When they will come into one of your pubs?
Yeah, well, let's hope so. Yeah, you know what? When we started Wolfpack, we were playing for the Saracens rugby team, and the thing that made that team successful was this amazing camaraderie that we shared between the team. So Wolfpack was obviously the name of the first beer we brewed. We adopted that as a company name very soon afterwards, because we thought it did signify something really important in society. You know, you've got loneliness growing, depression growing. People can't get off the couch because they're on their cell phones, on Facebook and on Netflix. And as you said earlier, we want our bars to be the hub of the community. So we looked at, we've all seen the devastating stats about pubs closing every single week over the last decade or so, and how much that's impacted the industry. So we're trying to say, okay, what have those guys done wrong? What experience can we give some to anyone that's unique and that's distinctive? And essentially, I think we know what we are. So we're not a restaurant. So another reason we're not opening is we don't do things half measures. We're a craft brewer. Yeah. We sell a great selection of beer. We have great music, and I think we have the best staff in the game. And it's all under a branded Wolfpack experience. So we tend to attract people that have similar values to us, which is people that work hard, people that play hard, lots of people who play team sports, who are active, who are fit and healthy. And you need that pillar of the community to be there, to meet their friends, to see people, and just to kind of have a finger on the pulse of the world. So, and I've missed that very much. Even being closed, of course, financially has its implications, but I think we've all felt it personally. Just how valuable it is having that place to go and meet people and to catch up and to have a bit of fun. It's probably the thing that I've missed the most during this lockdown. It's, well, where's that outlet? Where's that sense of relief to go and just kind of let your hair down? And that's kind of what we tried to do.
I think that's absolutely right. Do you know what? And so many of us feel that way. My best friend, actually, so really randomly, and I'll bring him up to one of your pubs. He said to me at the beginning of lockdown, number one, he said, Nick, do you know what the hardest thing is? I thought he was going to have a whinge about something. He said, we can't go to the pub, and it's just like, boom, and it's exactly that, put the world to rights, have a catch up, let your hair down, just have a bit of time out, and enjoy yourself. So, and I think the customer, my view, for what it's worth, I think the customer demand and the appreciation of taking something away is hopefully of a long-term benefit, but it doesn't disguise the pain point at the moment. Of course, it doesn't. The future, and I know that it's something that takes time, but in terms of on trade, that's great. But off trade, in terms of dipping your toe in the water and looking into the future, what's the thought process there, Al?
Yeah, we've had a lot of conversations, speaking to a few of the bigger retailers, some of the smaller ones as well, and essentially just trying to pick our moments. We're really proud of certainly the people we supply in the on-trade, very selective about where Wolfpack goes as a premium brand. And it's the same thing for the off-trade. We've got to make sure that we're at the right price points, in the right place on shelf, that we're attracting the attention of the right shoppers as well. So we're approaching it tentatively. I think a lot of people go, oh, off-trade, once you get a listing at Tesco, that's it, go buy an island. And as we know, that's not quite the case. And I think you need manpower to be able to service a national retailer. And the thing that's stood us in really good stead throughout this lockdown is the fact that we have very low fixed overheads in our business. We only have 3 full-time employees outside of our bars. And at the moment, we just haven't found the right opportunity to pull the trigger on an off-trade experience. But certainly, this whole epidemic has brought home just how important it is to have that presence. So we're actively kind of pursuing a few leads and quite deep in a few conversations, which I'm very excited about.
Well, gee, it should be, and good luck with that. I think as a brand, it's got a hell of a draw, and the beer's yeah, very Moorish. I've got to be honest with you. Al, look, good luck for the future. We'll catch up back in the UK. So I'm talking to Ali's in South Africa at the moment, I believe. Yeah, we'll celebrate 2021 when it comes in, obviously, and look forward to be able to go into the pubs and to catch up with mates and make new friends and all the good stuff and watch sports. So listen, thank you so much for joining me. I know you set time aside, and we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Also, I'm very much looking forward to 2021. You know, I think there's a lot of things we've all learned throughout this lockdown. There's a lot of it's forced us all to interrogate our own businesses a little bit, kick the tires, see what's strictly necessary, what's not, and give ourselves to just get our head out the sand and have a bit of perspective on what the long term view is. So yeah, big things happening at Wolfpack, and yeah, I'll be excited to meet you for a couple of quiet and very cold beers in the new year.
Yeah, damn right. Hell of a learning curve, and I look forward to that. So thanks again, and speak very soon.
Okay, cool, Nick. Thanks, mate. Bye.
Cheers, mate.